Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy, crazy world. Now, this may be a longer video, and I apologize. I'm over in this corner. Hopefully, you can't see me that well. I'm over here looking a little bit crazy on my work from home day, but I refuse to put on makeup and get fully ready when I'm working from home. F that. So, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things with our favorite middle aged couples. We have Harry and Meghan, and we have Kate and William. When I say favorite middle aged couples, those are the two I'm referencing. There's just been a lot going on with them here lately, and I have seen. Um, oh, wow. Okay, so we had a personnel change that shocked everybody because she was legit here yesterday, and then we get a email saying that she's gone effective immediately. And like this woman was like the office what do you call office assistant. Like she made everything work in the office. She handled everything, made sure we have our supplies, made sure everything was just up and running, for the office. So for her to just depart, and she's been here for years, in one day, and apparently she wasn't too happy yesterday. So I'm just like, I hope that she's okay. But our president just sent an email after the email that's saying, she's done effective immediately. He sends out an email saying, if there's any questions on the below, feel free to reach out to me as well. Are you going to tell us why she got fired or why she left? I don't think you're going to tell that because of like confidentiality and shit. So, it's shocking. It's like whispers through the company, like, what the hell is going on? Like when one good person leaves, it seems to start like that trickle effect of everybody dipping out. So, yeah, that email caught my eye. But anyway, as I was saying, there's a lot going on with our favorite middle-aged couples. Okay, so yesterday I saw, God, they have lost their everlasting minds. The media gets on my nerves so bad. They're so contradictory and they're hypocrites. They're just not trustworthy. They're horrible. The absolute effing nerve for the media that bashes Meghan on the daily, multiple times a day, making up ish. Anytime she's seen, they have the utmost to say about the girl, hardly anything ever positive, okay? Harry goes on a couple engagements by himself. He was at Wellchild Awards in the UK by himself. He also was at the event in New York by himself, and he went to Botswana, I believe, and he was by himself. And so everybody is like, well, the media is like, where's Meghan? You see this fucking article here? Where's Meghan? What do you mean, where's Meghan? Because Harry is doing his own He's doing his own shit and he's out there on his own. Okay? And he's doing this stuff where y'all literally say that she has her claws dug into this man to the fact where he can't do anything without her. She's so obsessed with him, this, that, and other. Anytime she comes out, you want to tell her that she needs to go away. But when she does go away, you're asking where she's at and reporting on it as a headline, as a story. Anything to make money off of her name. They will write articles speaking badly about her when they do see her. And then when they don't see her, they'll make articles about that as well. But what's strange to me is that we were supposed to be so hush-hush about Catherine and the fact that we didn't see her earlier this year, and everybody was questioning what the hell was going on with that when we saw a whole ambulance brigade leave out on December 28th, okay, which would be a cause for some type of concern. But we were questioning the whereabouts about Kate. We were told we were bullies and we were being a type of way or being crazy to think that there's any type of conspiracy going on. But because Harry has gone on like 3 events by himself, all of a sudden these articles are talking about where is Meghan. I saw another one. Where to go? Oh, we'll get to this picture next of Kate. I saw another one that says Prince Harry talks about Lilibet in 7th appearance without Meghan in 7 days. They don't report about William like that. It's been the better part of a year since William and Kate have really been seen together like that for real. The last time we saw them together was at what, trooping when they were riding in the carriage together or whatever. They don't write about that, but now when it's Meghan, they want to say, "Where is Meghan? Where is she?" This is the seventh appearance without Meghan in 7 days. Like they're literally counting down. Like they're obsessed with this woman. It's crazy. She can't even. She can do no wrong. She can do no right. She's damned if she does. She's damned if she doesn't. It's incredible to watch the media froth at the mouth over this woman that they claim not to like or claim is such this dictator in heels and makes grown men cry, and how she was horrible to Princess Kate when she was in UK. They say all types of negative shit about her, saying that she should never go back to the UK, that she's always up underneath Harry holding his hand, like just always. But the moment she takes a step back, it's like, where is she? She could be at home in Montecito caring for her kids, which you guys would say would be an issue if she wasn't at home and if she was with Harry at every single one of those events that he was at. Y'all would be saying, oh, why is she not home with her kids? Oh, why are the kids not with them? They must be missing out on these, experiences to be traveling the world. Either fucking way she goes, she can't win, and y'all got a problem with it. So I just think it's so interesting that any way the media will try to make money to get the clicks and the views off of Meghan's name, because she is that girl. She is that girl. She has the interest, whether you dislike her or you don't, or you like her. She's that girl. She has the attention. She has the interest. Even people who dislike her will sit up and watch videos, okay, about positive things about Meghan, only to sit and write something negative about her. But you're watching a video about something that you directly disagree with. But you're watching it because it's about her, because you want to hear about her. It's so fucking weird. And watch the videos. I don't mind it at all. It's just very interesting how you guys move, is what I'm saying. Let me see. Trying to make sure there's no stuff I need to take care of, because really I'm still on the clock, but okay. Deleting all this ish. We get so much junk mail, it's not even funny. Okay. So nothing important. But yeah, like they are obsessed with her on levels that, like, I don't even think that they understand how they come off. That you pay so much attention and care so much about a woman that you claim is so horrible and that you just like, yet she's at the forefront of your thoughts and viewership. It's just very perplexing. It's very perplexing. So they're freaking out because they can't see Meghan. They don't have any pictures of her to post as headlines. I mean, I've talked about it already, but the Sky News Australia using a picture of Meghan when they're talking about Kate returning back to work after chemotherapy is just a prime example of how pressed these people are with her. They're obsessed. I like this comment here where it talks about this headline with Meghan not making an appearance in 7 days. Throughout 2021 and early 2022, we were repeatedly briefed by Pet Rhoda to expect to see Will and Kate together less, which we have seen them together a lot less. That they would be doing fewer joint engagements, which they have, and it is still never framed like the headline below. I will ask again, why are the future king and queen given more grace than two people who do not take public money and outside of significant tragedy will never be close to the throne? Why the increased scrutiny? Why the obsession with the Spears marriage? They can't do any fucking, it's just so perplexing. Saw image circulating of Daily Telegraph supplement front cover and couldn't believe it was real. Popped to my corner shop and lo and behold, yes, they really did go this low. How can this level of corporate bullying against one woman be okay? I really would like to know that as well. And I think that what Harry and Meghan are doing is focusing more on US media because they know the UK media is just, they're wanting to tear them down. They want to make money off of them, they want to tear them down. They're obsessed, all that thing. But I think that somehow they have made connections with US Weekly, Harper's Bazaar, and People because they pretty much give a more positive slanted coverage when it comes to Harry and Meghan versus the other periodicals, especially like Daily Mail and so on and so forth. So I think that Meghan and Harry's comps teams have connections with People, Harper's Bazaar, and US Weekly. Because remember, US Weekly was the periodical that came out with the actual faces and names of people who worked with Harry and Meghan and said that she was, in fact, not this dictator in heels like they try to make her out to be. So interesting stuff, interesting stuff. But I did want to go back to this picture right here because with Kate, I had been calling for this for a while, wanting to see Kate out at a engagement with cancer patients. I wanted to see her interacting with them. I wanted to see her speak with them and kind of communicate in this shared experience that they've gone through, and be able to strengthen each other. I wanted to see that. I felt like it was necessary to see. Okay. And I definitely called for it. However, I didn't realize upon actually seeing it the fucking contrast of the optics and how it doesn't make it any fucking better. Because you see a Kate here with a head full of hair, looks wonderful, and then you see her hugging. We see the back of the patient, but you can see that she doesn't have her hair. And this picture is just a stark contrast of what treatment, whatever treatment Kate has been able to get. I understand the treatment affects people differently. Okay, I get it. The chemo affects people differently. I've been hearing that all up and down. However, in my experience, let me say that in my experience, I have not witnessed or seen someone who has gone through chemotherapy and not lost their hair. You may have seen it, and that is wonderful for them. Wonderful. I just haven't. I don't think that it's a common thing. So seeing Kate get this treatment and she has a head full of luscious hair in contrast to the patient that she's hugging kind of awkwardly, it's just not the best optics because it's like, okay, what treatment were you able to be given versus what this patient was able to be given, because you look wonderful. And it's only this one patient with with the back of them, like I don't see the front of their face. But they just released this. Kensington Palace released it yesterday. A photo of Kate today as she and William met a young photographer, Liz Hatton. So young meaning maybe she's a teenager or something, who has a rare aggressive form of cancer. Message reads, "A pleasure to meet with Liz at Windsor today, a talented young photographer whose creativity and strength has inspired us both. Thank you for sharing your photos and story with us." So I don't know how they chose to meet with Liz out of all like the patients and people who suffer with cancer. I don't know how they went about selecting her in particular. And maybe it's because she does photography and Kate is an amateur photographer and they have that connection there of something that they could speak about. But this picture, I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, oh, the optics just are not good. I'm glad she did meet with a victim, not a victim, but a survivor of cancer or patient. And I'm happy to see that she did that work. I just didn't realize how it was going to actually come out looking. And to me and for a lot of other people, optically it just doesn't look the best with them side by side. It just doesn't, because the question begs, okay, so what are you getting that the normal person can't get, Kate? Like what chemo cocktail has been made available to you? Because quite honestly, I don't believe that there's not a cure for cancer. I think there's a cure, but you just have to be well connected and have a whole lot of Skrilla to get that vial or whatever the fuck cures the cancer. Because that Kate looking better than what she ever looked before doesn't even make sense to me. It will never make sense to me. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that because I was calling for Kate to go and meet with cancer patients. She did, but I will admit I did not think that the optics would look like the way that they look in this picture. But good for her. Good for her. So she's out and about doing her things. But yeah. What's the next one? I think there was something else I wanted to touch on. Prince Harry quietly doing charity work in Africa. The UK press, where's your wife that we hate? Show us. That's exactly what they're acting like. That is exactly what they're acting like. This will be a controversial tweet, but looking at the photos just released by Kensington Palace, it was immediately clear why Kate Middleton hasn't done more work with cancer patients. The contrast is just, oof. And it is. The contrast is, and people are commenting under this saying, child, it will just have people asking more questions about her cancer because this pics makes her facelift looked more prominent too. The contrast is stark. It's very stark. They've moved into a different phase. She got a new ring and everything. Oh, she did. Let me look at the picture. Let me go back. I think I did see a ring on her hand. Ooh. Technical difficulties. I'm pretty sure I saw a ring on her, but I want to see it. I guess maybe they're seeing her ring, but I can barely make that out. Like right there. But yeah, it gives a lot more questions. Like, what is up? What the fuck is up? Let me get back to my spots. Okay, here we go. And I just thought this was a very nice article from People because, as I was saying previously, I do think that Meghan and Harry's comps team have gotten together with Harper's Bazaar, US Weekly, and People so that they have a more direct line to the couple. And so they're getting information, maybe are allowed to go on the tours and cover it like Harper's Bazaar did to Colombia, I believe it was. And this is a very positive article written about Meghan Markle, which we don't see often. It says Meghan Markle, Suits co-star, says it was clear she had the part the minute we did the table read because she was just that good and talented. The part was hers. Again, can someone explain to me why the UK press demands more from the couple that isn't on public welfare versus the literal future king and queen? It's like they literally have another set of standards for people who are not even within the royal family anymore yet. What are William and Kate doing? Kate is good now, apparently. Okay, so let's see some forward movement. Okay, why are you like? It's just so perplexing. Like I was being trashed for asking where the whereabouts were of Kate earlier this year when we saw the ambulance brigade leave out on the 28th of December of last year. I was like called all types of fucking names for questioning why she was missing, just like all these other people. An actual reason. And then now, just because Meghan hasn't gone on a few events with Harry, which they say she's like all up under him, it's just so like y'all keep the plot together, please. Keep the narrative together. Let me get my charger. Hold on. Charge this baby. I didn't realize it was so low. Let me charge her up. Okay, we're good now. Was there anything else I wanted to touch on this before we get into Meredith and Anna? Let me see. I think this may be it. Oh yeah, yet another fucking article. Daily Mail. The nerve of you, Daily Mail. The way y'all trash Meghan and talk shit about her. Amanda Patel says, stay away from Britain, Meghan. You're not welcome here. That was just March of this year, March 8th. This is the way they talk about this woman. You're not welcome here. Trash. Okay, so you see that headline. Then, recently, we see where's Meghan? Why is Harry going it alone? There has been a change in royal tact as the Sussex are seen going in their own directions. But y'all don't fucking report like that on William and Kate, where it definitely seems like they're going in two completely separate directions, but you will not report on them. Like, they completely are so, in the videos that we saw, in the pictures we saw, and their interaction, they just don't seem connected at all. And all the rumors that were going on the beginning of this year with Rose Hanbury and William and the mistress and all of that, they weren't wanting to report on it, really. Not the UK media, at least. But they will make up shit because Meghan is probably sitting at home, being a homemaker, caring for her kids, handling business at home as she should. Y'all want to make fucking articles about it off her name. It's just, I know they're sitting back like, we can't fucking win. Really, I hope they just laugh at it because they show their cards. They really, really show their cards. I'm begging Hannah Furness to write an article about the chemotherapy treatment that Kate Middleton, aka Princess of Wales, is receiving. I know a lot of cancer patients will benefit from said treatment with no side effects. Yeah. Okay, and so this one kind of brings me to what I want to talk about. And this is Hannah Ferris right here, who made the article talking about some where's Meghan? Why is Harry going it alone? This account, Anne Boleyn, said, I think it's wild that a teenager with visible signs of cancer was brought to Windsor Palace, so it was a teen, to pose with Kate Middleton for photos, but a total media blackout was imposed to protect Kate from appearing publicly when she was receiving cancer treatment herself. Who is advising them? That has been my question since early this year. Who the fuck is advising them of this shit? Ugh. It's just every turn and every step, like they just fuck it up and make it worse. What else? Yeah, and here's another positive article put out by US Weekly. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are hands-on parents to their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. So again, Meghan is probably at home in Montecito being a hands-on parent and handling her family. And then this is a very good looking picture of Harry, with whom somebody wishes they looked like. But yes, this is what we're going to close on. I came across, because I like to follow this stuff, and I came across this interview, okay? And it is with Meredith and Anna, I'm probably going to pronounce her name wrong. Let me get it. I watched the documentary. And Pasternak. Meredith Constant and Anna Pasternak. Meredith Constant is a writer, okay? She also has an account on TikTok. She covers all of this stuff with Meghan and Harry and the royal family in general. And I think that she is a great person to follow if you're into such things. So that's her account on TikTok. But she did a interview with Anna Pasternak, and it kind of goes into Catherine and her coverage and the coverage about Meghan and like just the difference in coverage between the two. And I started listening to a little bit of it, and I thought it was interesting. It's something that I wanted to react to here on camera. So we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to close on it, okay? Someone who has previously listened to it beforehand has thoughts on it, but I'm just going to leave that there. Let's go into, I'm not going to show it because I don't know how copyright is going to go, but I'm going to play it so we can hear the audio. Okay, so let me turn this up and let me go here. Anna Pasternak. Anna Pasternak is a British writer. She wrote the best-selling book called The American Duchess, The Real Wallis Simpson, a biography. Okay, so she wrote the biography on Wallis Simpson. American Duchess, very similar to Meghan being an American Duchess, so you can kind of see where she's coming from. And then Meredith Constance. Just want to see if is she a freelance writer or does she write for someone in particular? Let me see. Let's see. Online content creator focusing on the relationship between the British media and British royal family. So she is a writer. For the Mom Edit, a lifestyle fashion blog for moms. She and then went into content creating of British media and the royal family. So she's into all the stuff we love to talk about. So just to give you kind of an overview of who these two women are, because I really didn't know before I ran into this article or this video interview. So let's see. All right, you guys, so I'm back. And my mouth is numb because I went to the dentist, so you can see this side is a little effed up still. But I had to get 2 fillings. I had not been to the dentist since I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, okay? Which was hella fucking traumatic. My dentist dropped one of my wisdom teeth down my mother effing throat and I had to cough up a mother effing wisdom tooth. It was traumatic, okay? So I had slight PTSD. It was about 18 months and I was like, I've pushed this appointment off as much as I can. I don't want it to be worse, and so then I go back and it's even worse than what I needed before. So let's just go. So I go and I got a good report. They said, you know, I've been doing good with my brushing and everything, and the fillings were very, I guess, surface. They weren't that deep, so it really didn't take too much time, but I'm still numbed up. So I'm talking a little bit better now than I was earlier, but I'm still like lopsided here and I need some this feels so weird. Oh god, I can't even like put this on right because I can't feel my lip, but I know they're dry and they kind of feel dry. Like in the corners, I can for sure feel it. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let me get back. Alrighty, we're gonna get into these videos with Meredith and Anna Pasternak, and they're kind of gonna give their background and everything and how they're involved in this web that is the royal family, the media, and just the tragedy that has become of it all. So let's go.
After the health update video from Catherine, Princess of Wales, dropped, I went to go look at what exactly the British media was reporting on. It was
as
what
we all did.
We have come to expect. I came across one commentary in particular that I just couldn't shake. It was saying all the same things that I had been thinking about media transparency, the relationship with the palace and the media, finances of the royal family. But it was coming from a British journalist. I wanted to hear more from this woman, a woman who has been on the receiving end of KP briefings because of a piece she wrote for Tatler, and a woman that wrote a passionate...
So this is coming, this is a British writer, okay, who is bringing up these questions that I feel I similarly had when everything was going down, and especially when that video came out with Catherine and William and their Twilight-esque PR move to announce that she no longer is going to be doing her treatment.
Passionate defense
and she
of American
wrote,
Duchess.
As I said earlier when I was describing her, she also wrote an essay, a book or something on Wallis Simpson. So American Duchess, such as Meghan Markle.
Wallace Simpson. So I decided to reach out and see if we could have a conversation. And we did. You are critical of the lack of transparency, which feels like a no-brainer, but nobody is even broaching the topic.
What I'm really struggling with in Britain at the moment is, as I say, this...
And just so you can see, this is what I'm watching. This is on TikTok. And this is on Meredith's channel if you want to check it out for yourself. She is Meredith Constant on TikTok.
Faustian pact between the press and the palace that we just have to soak up any sort of gems they want to offer us and report on that. And yet we're not allowed to ask the coruscating, searching questions. It's not just the tabloids.
Right. They only want to have this certain narrative put out. But there's all these questions around, and we're just supposed to act like none of this shit is weird. That none of this shit begs any type of question. I don't think so. So it's so refreshing to hear a British writer have this angle and perspective, because it's just like, from what I've seen, unheard of.
This is in the British broadsheets. I've had open conversations with members of the Royal Rota about the leaks that went on. It's not even unspoken. This spoken diktat in the British press, in the major newspapers, that really you cannot write anything positive about Meghan and Harry, and you cannot write...
You heard that? You cannot write anything positive about Meghan and Harry. She's had conversations with the Royal Rota. She's spoken to them. I don't think she's making this shit up. They cannot write anything positive about this couple, and it makes so much sense. Even when they're not doing anything. Even when Meghan is, you know, at home taking care of her babies and shit, as she should be doing. They are writing shit. They're making up headlines talking about where is she, because they have nothing else to report on. But they still know that her name's going to make money. So what are you going to write an article just speculating about her possible whereabouts, or the fact that, oh, now this is for sure clear signs that they're going separate ways and that their marriage is completely over, but look at the other couple. No. If because she hasn't been seen for 7 fucking days is, oh, it's the end of their marriage, then we need to really talk about what's happening with William and Kate. That means their shit is dead, done, buried, burned to a fucking crisp. That shit is... And that's what it seems like. There's just not a chemistry there. It's just not. So it's so refreshing also to hear that she has spoken to people like, oh, she's just confirming everything we've known. Confirming that she's spoken to people. And it's a fact that these people, the British media, are not going to write anything positive about Meghan. They're just not going to do it, which is why it's so nice to see now People Magazine, US Weekly, and there was another third one. I can't remember right now. But writing positive stories about Meghan. Like, I've seen a couple of them rolling out these past few days. And I think that it's purposeful to combat all the negative fucking shit that has been coming out about her, the Duchess, difficult and such and such. So they're combating it. They're like, oh, we're going to play the game. You've gotten into the pockets of the PR teams, the media, and you're all in their ear, having them change headlines and this, that, and another, and you're calling them up. Okay, we're going to do that with the US media. So they're dueling in the fucking UK and US medias. They're going to write bad shit about Meghan over here. In the US media, they're going to write good shit about her over here. They're just going to, any bad article coming out, they're going to come over here and fact check them and say, no, what you just read over here is a bunch of fucking bullshit. We've started to see it already. This fact checking, oh, they put out a bullshit story, and then the US media is like, oh no, that's actually not true. And it's interesting to see. But like, as I said, it's just so good to hear her confirm the stuff that I've already known, or we've already known.
Write anything negative about Kate and William. There comes a point where...
And they can't write anything negative about Kate and William. Even when there's shit that is just so questionable. And if it were Harry and Meghan doing the same things, the reporting on it would be
when it's important to speak the truth.
My conversation with author and journalist Anna Pasternak will be available on my Substack Tuesday, October 1st. You can sign up for free. The podcast version will be accessible for everyone. If you would like the video of our conversation, that will be on my paid tier. We talk about what about the Netflix documentary changed her mind about Harry and Meghan, what it's like when the palace briefs against you, how she found out years later who leaked the Tatler settlement to a tabloid, how rehabilitating the image of her great uncle's mistress in Lara, the untold love story and the inspiration for Dr. Zhivago, set her on the path of her life's work, which is to rehabilitate women that history has mistreated. Through her research into Wallace Simpson, and seeing the ways in which Meghan Markle is being treated. This led her to also want to expose the truth about the relationship between the monarchy and the media. We'll have some teaser clips on here, so be sure to follow, comment,
So Anna
share,
apparently wrote a Tatler magazine article about the Princess of Wales. And I guess in some standing it wasn't glowing, okay, but it wasn't super negative either, but it wasn't overly glowing and like, oh my god, she's so wonderful. It wasn't that. She was realistic about it, and because of that, she got backlash, I guess, from some of the higher ups within the firm, but we're going to go into part 2, because I think they talk a little bit more about it, so let me go to that video.
I watched the documentary The Princess and the Press, which came out in 2021. Tatler, your piece came out in 2020. It was the July-August cover issue.
Okay, so
I remember reading it and thinking, this isn't a hit piece.
So she wrote an article in July 2020, after The Princess and the Press came out, and she wrote it for the Tatler magazine.
Do you think Tatler had any idea this was going to cause such an issue?
They were absolutely astonished. I absolutely said, personally, she may not be my cup of tea. However, she is the salve of the monarchy. She's in the perfect mold for the monarchy. We don't have a clue what she really thinks. I mean,
that's not horrible. I mean, she said she's not her cup of tea. And I get it, because, I mean, I don't dislike Kate. I don't dislike William. I just feel like as the future king and queen of England, I just expect more. And I just feel like there was a different set of rules and standards for Meghan and Harry, with whom don't have that responsibility, yet they're doing all of this work. And the people who are publicly funded, I mean, I'm not seeing them do anything. And granted, I am obviously in the US of A. I'm not over the pond and any of that, I understand, but I just have an interest in it, so I'm talking about it and so on and so forth. So I don't dislike Kate and William, it's just interesting the way that they move, and I like to talk about the complexities of the media and the royal family, such as these two ladies do. So that's really all it is. I really don't dislike them. I just feel like they could do a hell of a lot better, okay? And I also question the people, like their handlers and the comps team and the PR, because I know a lot of it is them as well, and I think they've done a shoddy fucking job, especially this year. I don't know what the fuck happened, who left, or what. They did a shoddy job of covering up whatever the fuck took place in December, because I think that's where everything started, in my opinion. Ooh, I feel like over here it's starting to wear off and I'm kind of feeling some pain.
Absolutely shocked by the reaction to that Tatler piece. It created so much more of a fanfare by William and Kate reaching for the lawyers. I mean, they set out to sue Condé Nast book for this piece.
What?
The world's media trying to...
I did not know that. So she wrote this article in the Tatler magazine, and William and Kate's lawyers wanted to go and do a lawsuit against Condé Nast, I guess the publishers of Tatler. Are you fucking kidding me? Yet they would not do any fucking thing to stop the media from bashing fucking Meghan relentlessly, day after day, multiple times a day, every motherfucking day. And all they had to do was say a word, lift a single fucking finger, if that, to stop it, or at least give them fair coverage between the two ladies. And you're going to tell me that they're doing lawsuits? over a Tatler magazine article over Kate because it wasn't glowing? Oh, now I gotta look up the article. That's gonna have to be in another video because this one's already long enough. But that's insane to me and super fucking hypocritical. And it just goes to show, obviously there was a reason they weren't willing to help Meghan. And I feel like I know what it is. I know the reason. I'm not going to say it, but I know the reason why she gets treated differently. And it's really sad. It's a sad motherfucking case. And I think that it's really fucking tragic that they would not help Harry and his wife with the British media, who was clearly doing the fucking most. Okay, to the point where this woman felt like was having ideations. Yet you're going to sue on an article that really wasn't all that. I gotta read the article now. Yeah, no, that's for sure going to be the next video because no. Like, I didn't even know about this. Like, this has just opened up my eyes to a whole nother level of how fucked up and unfair that family in their comps team or whatnot are. Like, they just, that's so fucked, and you could not help. He's still part of the family. He may be the spare, doesn't seem like the spare now, but he was still part of the family, and they could have helped, and they chose not to. And now look at where they are. It's karma.
Trying to get me to speak, and Tatler said, please, whatever you do, do not speak. And
Hold
because
on,
I
let me go
like
back
them and
real
have a good
quick.
relationship with them, to speak. And Tatler said, please, whatever you set out to sue Condé Nast book for this piece. I had the world's media trying to get there by William and Kate reaching for the lawyers. I mean, they set out to sue Condé Nast book for this piece. I had the world's media trying to get me to speak, and Tatler said, please, whatever you do, do not speak.
Wow.
And because I like them and have a good relationship with them, I said, of course I won't speak there, by William and Kate reaching for the lawyers. I mean, they set out to sue Condé Nast book for this piece.
I just
had
wanted
the
to make sure I
world's
heard
media
that
trying
right.
to get me to speak, and Tatler said, please, whatever you do, do not speak. And because I like them and have a good relationship with them, I said, of course I won't speak. For 4 months this went on. It was a September evening, and it was a Thursday, and I got rung up by the managing director
4
of
months.
Tatler, who said, it's all been sorted with the New York lawyers at the office on it asked. It's all over. Most important thing is that you never speak about this. You can imagine
Whoa.
my absolute horror and fury and frustration when I go to my newsagent on Sunday morning, and the cover of the Mail on Sunday has this massive strapline, Kate's victory over Tatler, and then there's a 3-page takedown of me.
Oh,
Could have given that to,
please.
exactly, and very good point. And so I was so furious because I thought, well, Tatler must have leaked this. On Sunday, I'm straight on to the editor, and he said, we are absolutely furious as well. We had
Right, because
nothing
no
to
one
do
was
with
supposed to
that.
say anything about the
Journalist came up to
settlement.
me in the green room, and she said, I just had to tell you that you were completely right. Everything you said was right. This is years later that William Zachary reached out to the Men on Sunday on that Friday. We were told, all on the paper, to write this piece about you.
Wow.
We all like you. We didn't want to do it.
Williams Equery. I really can't say it with my mouth fucked up. But I guess like his assistant, his right-hand man or whatever, had reached out to the media, and they were told and leaked this information about the settlement being done with Tatler, Condé Nast, and Anna Pasternak. They weren't supposed to talk about it. They told her not to talk about it. It went on for 4 months. She got a call saying, hey, on Thursday, this is dead, done, we're moving on. Next thing you know, she's getting smeared in the fucking media, and they're making it seem like this is a victory for Kate with Tatler magazine. And she's wondering, well, how the fuck did this get out when we were not supposed to say anything about this? And the whole time, it's Williams fucking Equery, which I can't say right now, but right-hand man, who had leaked it and told them to write these stories about Anna and to disparage her in the media, in the press. And all you have is your name. So people come after your name, that's going to piss you the fuck off, okay? You have your credibility, all that. It's your name. So I understand her being pissed the fuck off, and then for them to try to make it seem like Kate had some type of victory over her. I have literally have to read this article. Oh my goodness, because how could this article, and if I read this article and it's really nothing, and they did all of this over this article and didn't raise a finger for Harry and Meghan, well, I'm gonna have to rethink some. Okay.
I was given absolute proof. And I just said to her, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me. And she's like, oh, I thought you'd be furious with me. I said, no, I'm not furious with you at all. I said, it's just so comforting when you know the truth and you've spoken the truth, and yet you've tried, it's tried to be told that that's not the case. Just to hear someone saying, you were right. I went on the Princes of the Press documentary and I said this, but of course, even Amal Rajan was watered down. The things that I was saying in that documentary were a lot stronger, but by this point the palace had put pressure on the BBC.
Can you tell us what you wish wasn't cut out, or something that you feel like people are really missing from the story?
Well, I think it just is the fact that, the Prince and Princess of Wales and various members of the royal family present themselves as sort of whiter than white and have this kind of dignified distance from the press, the grubby press corps, and that's simply not true.
They're all in the mud, rolling in the mud with the best of them. They are rolling in. That is why they took the fucking hush money with the whole wiretapping thing versus Harry actually wanting to fight it because he felt like it was actually wrong to be wiretapped, while these ones over here, they're all in cahoots with the fucking media. So they can't go and then sue them. You know what?
Their aides are leaking stories all the time. It's exactly
Let me say
what Harry
certain
said.
media, if you're not saying things
because
that they don't agree with.
Palace were briefing the papers against it. What they do is they have these deals and they say, don't run that story, we'll give you this story. Narrative in Britain is, they were lightweights, they couldn't cope with it, they want celebrity. I absolutely feel that they tried everything, but they got to the point where it genuinely was impossible for them to get their message out or to have a fair press or a fair representation in the press. Clear. And so they left.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that I found these women. Like, oh my God, they're saying everything that wow. Okay, there's one more part. My mind is, I knew it was bad, and I knew that they worked with the media. I remember Harry saying, they would sit at breakfast and, go over who was in the press and the stories, and they would get jealous of each other and this and another, but to know how deep it goes, and to have a British writer tell us how it is with the Royal Rota, and she's hearing from these people. We're not allowed to say anything negative about Kate and William. We have to report negatively on Meghan and Harry, and whole time they're trying to make it sound like, and that is why they didn't lift a finger, because whole time they were offering them stories about Harry and Meghan in return for them not reporting on William and Kate, whether it was made up, whatever. And that's probably how the whole Meghan made Kate cry shit happened. This is wild.
I watched the Netflix documentary. I was asked to review it for a newspaper, and I was sitting here, I think it dropped at 8 o'clock in the morning or something, sitting with my boiled egg watching television, and that just seemed such a fun job. And I was so struck. I thought, this man is telling the truth. He's absolutely right that they were briefed against. He's absolutely right that the phones were hacked.
Yep.
And that there was an agenda that the spotlight had to be on Charles and Camilla and then William and Kate. And he and Meghan were too popular after their Australia tour. And I tried to express that or write that in the British press. Those pieces did not get through. The thing that really infuriated me
she tried to report on these things, and those pieces did not get through. So they controlled it, clamped down on it. But William, Harry, and Meghan were told there was nothing that they can do. Oh my God. This is insane. And to this day, they still report on this poor woman, and she's not even in the fucking family. And it's every day still. She's been gone since what? 4 years? If not more? Whoa.
Spoke to members of the Royal Rota, old colleagues. I mean, come on.
Megan's probably like, I'm going to show y'all how unfair the media is when it comes to Kate and I. I'm going to go missing for a couple of months, and we'll see how the media reports on it versus how the media reported on when Kate was missing for a few months. They keep making it so clear what these people have done to them and what they're doing. And I'm just so happy I found this.
Come on a minute. You know he's telling the truth about phone hacking. You know this went on. And they all just go, well, yes, but it wasn't on all. There's this sort of blanket denial, this kind of collective amnesia. And I just thought, well, I'm living in an echo chamber here. I feel like I'm screaming. I was once rung up by an editor from a major British broadsheet newspaper, and she wanted a piece on Kate. And this is post-Tatler. And I said, yes, my views are mixed. I said, oh my god, sorry, I've run the wrong person. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot you did the Tatler piece. No, we don't want your piece, sorry, put the phone down.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, okay, because you don't want nuanced, balanced view.
Right.
You want an absolute puff piece.
It
is this thing of building up one to tear down the other.
Yes.
Watch the Netflix
you heard that, building up one to tear down the other, because after they came back from that Australia tour and they were so popular, they realized, especially William, I'm sure, realized, oh fuck, this is not going to work. This is it, because it's Camilla, Charles, William, Kate, and then it was supposed to be Meghan and Harry. And boy, did they get up here. Did they get up here and outshine all of them. Not just one or two, all of them. And they couldn't have it. They could not have it. So then they're feeding the media all these fucking horrible pieces about Meghan and Harry, and then imploring the media, the British media, to do all these puff pieces about Kate. And now, in just seeing how things are today with Kate and the press and the picture that she just put out with the cancer, this shit is so wow. Wow. And also, Harry was not in Botswana. He was in Lethos. It starts with an L, in South Africa, but not Botswana. I misspoke on that. And then I did get to see a picture of the patient. I forget her name, but where I could actually see her face and not just like the back of her. This is just, I've got to watch, well, read that video. I've got to read that article, the Tatler piece that Anna Pasternak did, because my mind is blown right now. Like, I've been following, you know, the royal family and the two couples for a minute now, but I don't, this was just off of my radar. Yes, the piece was done in 2020, so I don't think I was doing this at that point, but they still had an interest for me, but I just wasn't too deep into it. But we're gonna get into that, because what the fuck. Finally, this video is done, you guys. I hope that you have a great rest of your evening, your day, your week, wherever you are in this crazy world. I'm gonna rest my mouth. It's getting a little bit better, because I'm starting to feel a little bit more pain on this side. This side is okay, but this side I'm feeling it more so. So I'm gonna go chill out, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.